Welcome to Unscripted with Khans, and today I have a special guest. This is the most awaited episode. I apologize. I acknowledge the delay. This was meant to come out. When was it meant to come out?
I think the first initial date we put out was, I don't know if you put a date out, but it's supposed to come out in November, isn't it?
November. No. That's between me and you.
Yeah, okay, the first.
We announced it for Christmas.
That was the first announcement.
That was the first announcement.
Yeah.
We
Christmas.
teased Pongal.
Well, we recorded for Ponga.
And we recorded for Ponga.
Yeah.
So today we're here with my friend, my childhood friend. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Dion. We've been boys for what, 21 years?
Ever since he was born, really.
Pretty much, yeah. Coming up to 22 years now. Pretty much grew up together.
Yep.
Our dads are best friends, pretty much,
Yep.
isn't it? Yeah, and it just kind of transferred onto us, pretty much.
Yeah. So the reason why I picked Dion today was that I know he's an apprentice. Would you like to tell people where you work at?
So I work at HDR. I'm a junior commissioning manager at the moment. That's my title, but I'm still a degree apprentice.
Mm-hmm. And
So
how long was the apprenticeship?
So it's a 5-year apprenticeship.
5 years.
So I go to uni once a week, and then I work 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday I was at uni
Mm-hmm.
from 9 to 6. Long day.
Talk about yesterday. How was that?
It's a long uni days have always been 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is, I find it worse than work because I actually enjoy work. So can't wait for that to be done. I'm in my last year of attending. So next year I just got to do my dissertation, and then after that I'll be done, and then I'll be a full commissioning manager.
Okay, so I just wanted to take a step back. The reason why I picked you was obviously you picked the apprenticeship route,
Yeah.
which is something that a lot of ethnic minorities don't actually opt for. And the reason behind that is because, come from like a South Asian background, we are told to go to university.
Yeah.
So that's the first line of
That's like the
education,
yeah.
once you've like done your A-levels. So my question to you would be, why did you feel the need to pick an apprenticeship over university, sorry,
Yeah.
when you know the whole stigma around it?
Yeah.
And if you feel comfortable, open up about the sort of situations that took place
Yeah.
with your parents and how you convinced them, or if you did convince them.
So I remember being in secondary, and then it was only obviously like in year 12 where the schools started talking about like university and UCAS and all that stuff. So even up until year 12, I was quite dead set on going to university. So I had good predicted grades. So obviously you apply for your five universities, yeah. Obviously you have like your aspirational and then your 3 proper ones, and you have a safety.
I think it's insurance is like
Insurance,
the safety
then you have
one,
insurance, yeah. So it was only until 2 of my best mates were talking about degree apprenticeships, and I didn't even know they were a thing at the time.
Okay.
And then they told me what a degree apprenticeship is. It's obviously you get a degree, you work, and then, yeah, it's both. It's a combination of both. You get experience and the degree. So I was like, okay, that seems... And obviously you get paid as well, like, because you're working. So I was like, okay, this seems quite good. And then I went on to research it. So obviously the benefits are my company pays for my tuition, so I don't have any student loan. I get paid for 5 years work, or however long your degree apprenticeship is. And then you get a degree as well, and then experience. So in my head, it was superior to going to just university. So I did a bunch of research. I searched up like the top 100 like engineering firms. I knew I wanted to go into engineering, but I wasn't too sure this specific type of engineering or what job in the industry I wanted to do. So I just ended up searching like top 100 engineering firms, applied to like 20, I think, and only got 3 responses. And then I remember at the time, the 2 mates I was talking about, they had got their offers. And at that point, it was like halfway through year 13, and I'd got my offers back from universities. So I got all my offers. So I got offers from UCL, I got offers from Imperial, UCL, Surrey, Southampton, and then I think my insurance was like Brunel, I think.
Okay.
So obviously, I had good university
yeah.
options, and I was well, I told my parents, they were obviously excited. They were like, okay, you have good university offers.
Yeah.
Which one are you gonna go to? And I was like, okay, we'll see. I didn't really let them know that I didn't even tell them I applied for degree apprenticeships. I only told my boys because I knew how they'd react. I was like, okay, let me just see if I get any, and then we'll go from there. So and then I remember, two of my mates got their offers, and I heard back from anywhere yet. So I was getting a bit anxious. I was like, oh shit, I might have to go to university in the end. And then I got my 3 offers. I chose HDR to do commissioning engineering. Turned out I love it now. So glad I made that decision. So I remember the day, or like the evening, I went home and I told my mum, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a degree apprenticeship. She was like, what do you mean you're doing an apprenticeship? I was like, well, degree apprenticeship, it has its benefits. I think it's better than going to university. Because with my grades, I could have gone to UCL for mechanical engineering. So my mum was like,
I just wanted to quickly ask you something there. What made you pick engineering though?
Growing up, I always liked buildings. To be fair, sounds a bit like sneaky, but like I like Lego. I tell people that, they're like, what? And they're like, I don't like building. I like building stuff.
A lot of people like Lego nowadays.
Like problem solving. Like, I don't know. I just always knew I wanted to get into engineering, into the building service like industry. I don't know what, but I knew that appealed to me growing up. So I was just like, okay.
But yeah, going back to your mum.
Yeah, so I remember I told my mum, and she was like, no, what are you talking about? You could go to UCL to do mechanical engineering, do that. And then she told my dad, and my dad said the same thing pretty much, because obviously my parents, my dad didn't go to university in Sri Lanka. My mum didn't finish university. So obviously they were expecting me to grow up and obviously be the first in the family to go to university and graduate.
That's with like every immigrant parent, right?
I know, especially when they come over to live here, as our parents did.
I think with that, it's just like they wish the best for us.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's just their way of showing love as well.
Yeah.
Because they want the best.
They're well intentioned. Yeah.
But they don't understand that nowadays the job market's very saturated. So if you go to university, you're not actually guaranteed a job.
Yeah.
Even people that are like
graduating now, isn't it?
Trying to sort of get a job whilst going to uni are struggling as well. Because I don't feel like there's people, obviously their dads are like well off and they're not getting like the max loan and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So for them, they're sort of trying to work as well. And so like everyone has this just concern that, like it's just very hard to get a job. And I feel like the stigma around like South Asians or just ethnic minorities in general about not like applying for apprenticeships is a thing that should be addressed on a platform. So I felt like this guy was a good example of that. But what I want to sort of ask you is that when your parents are telling you this, so they're saying, look, like, I think you should go to uni. How do you convince them?
I didn't convince them.
You didn't?
I didn't convince them.
Okay.
Because a lot of my friends who went to uni and like people I talked to about the apprenticeship, they're like, oh, how do you convince your parents to do that? And I was like, I didn't. So it was... So yeah, my mum told my dad, and then my dad told me like, "What are you doing?" And then I just kind of had to be stubborn with it. I was just like adamant I was gonna do this degree apprenticeship.
So you just were like, "I'm doing this.
I'm doing it. Like that's it." And then next thing you know, so this was probably a couple months into last month since year 13. So the next like weeks and months, I'm getting phone calls from relatives, all over the world, and they're like, "Dion, what are you doing? Go to university. You don't know what you're talking about." Like I had this particular uncle and aunt being like, "Dion, like why are you doing this? Your parents have done so much for you. They sacrificed so much for you. You need to go to university. You need to graduate so you can get a good job." And I remember talking to this one auntie, and I was saying like, I was like, okay, I'm going to go do this. I remember we went out for a meal as a family. And
where'd you go?
It was like some Chinese place in Central. I think it was in like Chinatown or something. But then she was like, say you do this degree apprenticeship. What are you going to do with like why? What how are you going to benefit? And I was like, okay, I'm going to get paid for 5 years worth of work. And she was like, okay, what are you gonna do with that money? And I was like, well, that's a stupid question, because it's like, why do you go to work?
Exactly.
For money, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll buy a house. This was like before I even started. I was like, okay, I'll buy a house in a couple of years' time when I was saved up and whatnot.
So you already had certain goals planned beforehand.
Well, I knew I needed to be, because of how against everyone was to it. I needed to. I kind of had the mindset of, I need to make this work.
Oh, so you kind of weighed the pros and cons, and then you felt like, I'm getting a lot of pros out of this, and then you sort of told them what the pros were. So I'm making money whilst I'm learning. And obviously, if you compare that with like a university student, they're going to be in debt within the next 3 years. Whereas in the next 3 years, you can come out and deposit like money for a house, say. Is that what your plan was, basically?
I know
you didn't go in like that.
Yeah,
but
I didn't obviously have that many. I didn't lay it all, like, I didn't have it all laid out in front of me, like,
yeah,
at that point before I started. But
right.
It was more like, I need to make this work if I'm gonna do it, because essentially everyone was expecting me to do it and waiting for me to trip up so they could go, I told you so, if that makes sense. So I knew I had to, if I was gonna do it, I need to do it right. I need to get the most out of this and do something worthwhile, so I can show them, like, see, I told you. So I could go, I told you.
Yeah.
And then it turned out in the end. So, I mean, I'll get onto that. So I remember I was talking to the auntie. She was like, okay, I'll buy a house. And she was like, okay, then. And then she kind of just dismissed it. The conversation didn't really go anywhere. It was kind of just like, okay. Like, it was like, okay, there's no point in carrying on this conversation. And then, so obviously, okay, I ended up doing it. And I remember the week before I started HDR, we went out. So just me and my mum, my dad, and my sister. We went to Palm Beach.
Shout out Palm Beach. Sponsor me.
And this was like the day before I start. And my mum was like, we're just eating. And I don't know, she was like, Dion, and she was like, is it too late to go to university? This is like July. So it's definitely too late. And I was like, I don't think I even responded. I think I just started.
You're just exhausted at that point.
I think I just grabbed a mutton roll and was just like, okay, just I can't be asked. So obviously, like, at the time, it was quite difficult because essentially I was on my own about it. Like, other than my two other mates who were doing a degree apprenticeship, other than my friends who understood what a degree apprenticeship was and why I'm doing it, other than that, I didn't really have much support on it. So obviously it was quite difficult at the time. But obviously now, I'm 4 years in, I'm in my last year now. I've had multiple, when I've told them now what I've been able to do, and they see the position I'm in compared to other people my age and like friends and relatives now my age, and they compare what I've got lined up and what the situation I'm in right now compared to them, they're like, okay, you know what, Dion, you made the right decision. Yeah. Like, an example of that was, I remember when I was in the car with my mum. This was like I hadn't bought the house yet, so this was like middle of last year, I think. I remember me and my mum were in the car. We were going somewhere, and one of my uncles called. My mum was like, "Oh, this kid I know, he's just finished. He's just graduated, and he's struggling to find a job." Oh, and this was like one of the uncles that was telling me to go to university, and then he told my mum. He didn't know I was in the car, but he told my mum, I was like, you know what, Dion was right to do a degree apprenticeship. Like, he's actually like, obviously he's looking to buy a house now, and he's earning, and he's got a job lined up at a good company. So obviously it worked out. And I remember my mum looked at me, and I had the biggest grin on my face. And my mum also had the biggest grin on her face, because it was only like a year ago, same time, similar-ish time, where people were coming up to my mum and being like, oh, what does, because where my mum works, obviously they'd just talk, and they'd be like, oh, what does your son do? And my mum would be like, oh, my son does a degree apprenticeship. And they're like, oh my God, that's so good, degree apprenticeship. Because to be fair, the reason my parents and all my relatives were so against me doing a degree apprenticeship is because they're not well informed about what it is.
That's just how it is with like all these like ethnic minority parents. The reason why they look down on it is because they're not well informed.
So so their initial reaction to that is, or the stigma about it is that, oh, only people who aren't
who didn't get the grades.
they're not the people who aren't academically inclined do
Yeah.
apprenticeships
Yeah.
because they can't go to university. But that's not the case
That's
at
not
all.
how it works.
Apprenticeships are a great way to get into work and the industry you want early.
I think now as we speak right now, one thing I've realized is that apprenticeships are actually harder to get now.
Yeah,
like the
because
roles are harder to get.
apprenticeships are very competitive now, even more so now because of the changes they're making to university. You know, like they're increasing the term you got to pay over, and they're increasing tuition fees. I don't know if those changes have come into effect as of right now,
Yeah,
but I think there's something they're talking about. So, I mean, I went to a careers fair this week on Thursday, a couple of days ago. So I was talking to kids from like year 7 to year 12. So kids doing their GCSEs, kids doing their A-levels, and they were asking me, I got asked more about apprenticeships more than the job I do.
Okay,
so it's clear to see that apprenticeships are becoming more attractive now. And I hope that people of ethnic like minorities or just people in general are more informed about what an apprenticeship can do and where they could take you going forward.
I just wanted to quickly touch on something. So you've obviously told us how like apprenticeships are something that, you know, more people and more kids need to sort of consider. Could you take me through like the whole process of applying for these apprenticeships? I'm aware that like there's this thing where there's like a online interview. There's these tests that you have to do. There's like a 4-step method where the last interview is basically with the line manager, and then you get the job. Did you have any of that? And if so, could you tell us?
So the way I applied for apprenticeship, I'll go like start to finish and then how I got the job. So obviously I searched up biggest engineering firms, went onto all their websites. I probably spent like 2-3 weekends just doing the same thing. And then I would go on their websites, check if they had any apprenticeship availabilities. And then I would apply online. And it was simply, at the start, it was just a CV. And then after the CV, for me, for most cases, it was, you had to do like a couple, like, quizzes. They're not even quizzes. They're like to test your, I don't even know what they are. They're like little games almost.
Okay.
Couple of the engineering firms had like these little game things where like you had to do like quick maths or like stop the buzzer in the right section.
What's it called? Is it easy, hard?
I remember.
How would you class it?
Some of the things were, I mean, obviously like submitting your CV is just standard.
Standard, okay.
But I think a lot of young people won't know what a CV should look like and stuff like that. So I think that should be more encouraged for schools to teach kids.
At your careers fair, did you sort of tell these kids like, you know, make sure that your CV is good? And if so, did you give any advice? Like you have a CV right now, right? What would you sort of tell the young people that are watching now, how they go about their CV?
So I would suggest getting any sort of relevant work experience on your CV is always good.
Okay.
And then for me, what my employer liked about my CV and the way I conducted myself in interviews was I let my personality and character do the talking.
Okay.
It wasn't very, because I know a lot of people go into interviews and stuff and they're like, okay, if they ask this, I'm going to say this. If they ask that, I'm going to say this.
Sort of sound programmed.
Like robotic.
Okay.
And so, which I don't think an employer necessarily wants.
Yeah.
They want to see the kind of person you are, the kind of character that they're going to be working with.
100%.
So that's why I would suggest like trying to show on the CV. I know it can be difficult. Like I remember having to do my CV all by myself because that wasn't something that was necessarily taught in school. Or like,
yeah, that's another thing that I've realized. I feel like the reason why the job market is like very hard to sort of crack is because once they see your CV, like people don't know what to put at the front. You know what I'm trying to say? So employers only care about like a specific, they're only going to see like one page, and you need to make sure that that one page covers enough content for them to be like, okay, let me consider this candidate.
I mean, I think it's a combination of like
researching,
I think the job market is quite saturated anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of jobs out there.
Yeah, it's very hard. But like he said, I'd advise like people as well, to do their research. So just how he said he spent like the weekends going out of his way to look for you know, vacancies. That is something that they should actively do. And also on top of that, like there is like YouTube, you know, there's Instagram, there's TikTok. So yeah, so I'll just say like do your research. There's people out there that are gonna like, they're going out of their way to help you.
Yeah.
So make sure to like sort of go out of your way and search them up, watch them, find these content creators. Also watch me, because I'm gonna bring out people that will probably be useful and helpful. So yeah, back to what you were saying. Yeah, so you went through the whole apprenticeship process, and you said that your employer said that, you know, one thing he liked about you was like how you had this character, you were just yourself, and that really helped you. After that, I wanted to talk about how you sort of went from going to school, which is like wake up at 8:45, and then finish off your day.
I was waking
Sorry, wake up at 7, go to school by 8:30, 8:45, my bad. And then like school end at like 3:30. If you had detention, it's like 4:30, probably 5 o'clock. I've seen 5 o'clock detentions. So from there, you sort of had to now start working.
Yeah.
How did you adapt your body clock? Did you have to wake up earlier?
I mean, for me, it wasn't. For me, it was a exciting change, to be fair, because I wanted to start working. I didn't really enjoy studying, even though I was a smart student. I didn't enjoy studying or revising at all.
Why did you just did it for the sake of?
It was just, I just knew I needed good grades. So
Okay,
like,
right,
yeah. So it was mostly just last minute revision stuff. So, because I lived like far from school, I was still waking up early, like 6 anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, wake up at 6 still, getting the train, going into London was probably the biggest factor. Because I was now taking trains into central London and coming back from central London, which is obviously a lot longer journey. But the biggest change was who I was surrounded by, because I was the only apprentice they took on that year. So I was
apprentice.
No, the only apprentice.
Only apprentice.
Yeah, I was the only apprentice at the time.
Right.
So I went from obviously studying and chilling with like people my age, like 18-year-olds.
So now like 30, 35.
Not even like 40, 50-year-olds. Like the average age I feel like for a commissioning manager is like mid-40s probably.
Mid-40s?
It's a senior role, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm now surrounded by people I don't know, these middle-aged guys.
They're more mature.
Yeah, I mean, some guys are still like man-childs. But it's yeah, so it was quite lonely, to be fair, at the start, because I was quite timid anyway growing up. So for me to be kind of thrown into this corporate environment where I don't know anyone, everything's new. I've never worked in an environment like that in such a big company as well. So I'm scared of doing anything wrong. It was quite intimidating So luckily I had a buddy who used to be an apprentice. So when I joined, he was just finished his apprenticeship. So I could always go talk to him. He was really nice, and he'd always he'd check up on me, make sure I was all right. But still, obviously, going from school where like everything's quite chill to now working full time,
It's a big jump.
Yeah, and on top of that, now going to university 1 day a week and managing that workload, all of that was quite difficult.
We haven't even got into the work-life balance yet. This is just pure work.
Yeah, so... But I think it was... Because it was something I was looking forward to, and I enjoyed the work. I got to enjoy the work when I started working properly. It was all right. I think now in my 3rd and 4th year, I found that work was great. I loved work. But obviously, I dreaded uni because I hate studying. But yeah.
Also, I just wanted to touch on something. This is something that I know, but I want them to know as well. There was a point where you hit like a rough patch. You mentioned this to me. I just sort of want to know how you navigated that whole situation. Talk about you don't have to explicitly say what happened,
Yeah.
but from what happened to sort of how you picked up yourself and how you got back to, you know, your current state.
Yeah.
Just talk about all of that and tell the audience how tough it was and what you did to sort of come out of that dark sort of patch.
So this was in first year. So it was obviously when a lot of changes were happening, going to work, going to uni. And then obviously I had a couple things like financially, some things at home go
Okay.
wrong. I had a couple things, like someone close to me kind of hurt me in a way. And it really did me no favors at the time, especially with everything going on with like.
When was this, by the way?
This was first year, like a couple months into first year. So I don't know.
So you're settling in with your job and then.
Yeah, so I wasn't really settled. I was all over the place, really.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to find my bearings, but I had so much going on.
Right.
And then obviously it turned into, I kind of just went into like, turned into a zombie, to be fair. Like, I ended up doing everything I needed to. So going to work, coming home, sleeping, and I wasn't even eating properly. So I ended up in me going to work, sleeping, and me skipping university on Friday, which I got caught and I got in a bit of trouble for. And I went off social media. I wasn't talking to my friends because of how like shit I felt. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped going football. So I stopped playing for the club at the time. I think I just made the excuse of like, oh, I was really busy with work, so I couldn't come to training and matches at the same. Obviously, it was just waffle, but that's what I told my coach at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just in a rough stint of like my only memory of during that, it was like a 5-6 month period. My only memories are just me waking up and going to work and sleeping. Like it's just one. It's compressed into one memory because it was one day repeated all over and over again. And it was only really due to the effort of my friends. They were like pestering me, like, oh, Dion, because they knew something was up. They could tell, like, even after a month, they were like, okay, we haven't heard from Dion in ages.
Yeah.
And they could tell from the fact that I wasn't responding or starting calls on the group chat and stuff like that and making plans that something was up. And it was only like after months of them pestering me and like, I mean, obviously I would like I remember one instance, it was my mate's birthday. This was like January the next year. And I remember I said happy birthday. And he was like, oh, you know, it would be a great present if you hopped on a call. And I remember just aired it because obviously I wasn't
In the right state of mind. Yeah.
And it was only like, they were like, okay, we need to do something. And I remember we were talking about going on a trip abroad anyway.
Was that the Japan trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were like, okay, we're going to go to Japan. You're coming. And you're going to come. And obviously at the time I was like, I realised like I need something to drag me out the house because I wasn't even getting out of the house. The only place I'd be going outside the house was work. So I was like, okay, I need to go out, and then it was too big of an opportunity to miss out. So I was like, okay, and then we went, came back. So I had such a great time out there, and I realised like I've actually just been wasting away for 5-6 months. I mean, if you look at any pictures of me in Japan, I'm like, I was so skinny. I was like 60 kgs. I was really skinny. So I was like, okay, I need to pattern up. And then when I came back, I went to some counselling sessions just to talk to them about what's going on.
Did it help?
It was good. I'm glad I did it.
Okay.
And it just made me realise like there were so many things I used to like doing and so much things I was missing out on. So after that, I got back into the gym. I started seeing my boys more, and I was just slowly getting back to where I was. And then after that, the next year, that's obviously when that's when I say I kind of locked in with when I started cutting, like diet wise. And then obviously I was saving up, and then that's when I bought the house. And then obviously I won the Student of the Year award.
The student award.
Yeah.
So you got that recently.
Yeah.
You
last
met
year, yeah.
Kevin Keegan, I think.
Yeah, Kevin Keegan was the guest presenter, which was very surprising.
So were you like gassed because like he's a Ballon d'Or winner?
I know, yeah. It was, yeah, it was quite surreal, to be fair, to meet him.
Right. Just a bit before that, so you went to Japan. You said your friends sort of pushed you. They were like, you have to come out. One thing is that some people, they don't have friends. Like they if they're lonely, they sort of just keep to themselves. Would you recommend counselling for them?
Yeah.
Do you think it was effective? Because a lot of people that do go through like a rough patch, they sort of say it's not for me. I don't see any benefits out of it. What are the benefits that you saw from counselling that you felt like, okay, cool, I did, like you said, you're quite proud that you did that?
I think for me the reason it worked is because I was able to talk to someone who wasn't involved in my life,
Right.
so there was no fear of any judgment or anything.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's what a lot of people are scared to go to therapy or counselling, anything like that, because they're scared of being, and then scared of telling people, because I feel like they're scared of being judged as like, oh, okay, I was weak, I was in a vulnerable position and I needed help. But if anything, being able to acknowledge that you need help is like
big,
one of the strongest things you can do.
I think another factor is the fact that we're like men, right? So men are like sort of taught to just keep their feelings to themselves.
Yeah.
So they're not very vocal about, how they feel at times. And I realized that today when you stepped into the studio that you have the mental health badge.
Yeah.
So how much does that sort of mean to you? Because obviously you've put it as a badge. Like, do you think there needs to be more awareness on men's mental health? And is there any tips that you would personally give to the people that are watching?
I think there does need to be more of an emphasis on mental health.
Mental health,
especially in the industry I work in. It's very male dominated.
Okay.
So the reason I wear this badge into work every day, I'm not a mental health champion right now, but it's something I would like to do. Because I feel like we think we're alone in this. I feel like that's what we think, most men, that no one wants to hear this. Like I need to deal with this by myself, kind of. But you'll be very surprised about the amount of people that will want to hear this and make sure you're not going through this alone.
So would you say the fact that your friends sort of went out of their way to be like, Dion, let's talk, is something that helped you? And are you like proud of the fact that they did something like that? Because I feel like some people, when they know people are keeping a distance, especially something that I've seen in the Tamil community, is sort of they just go about their day. That's it. They don't follow up. But the fact that you had friends that sort of followed up is something that you want to see in other people as well.
100%. I mean, even recently, I knew one of my mates has been going through something rough just by how he's been acting and what his social media and stuff. So I've been checking up on him. I've attributed to the fact that like my friends have done so much for me. Even during secondary school, I had a really bad tendency to bottle up my emotions and just keep things in until it got to a breaking point. And then to them, that would look like me just going like non-verbal or me going off the grid for weeks. So like I remember times at school where I wouldn't talk the whole day, and teachers, I remember one time in year 9 or 10, my English teacher, shout out Mr. Russell, he called home, or like he called my mum, and was like, oh, is everything all right with Dion? He seems to be not himself at all. And my mum was like, obviously my parent, no one in my immediate family knew, because this wasn't something I spoke to them about.
Okay.
Because I didn't think I could, almost.
Right.
And that's where my friends come in, because I felt like I could talk to them about it.
Yeah.
And it was evident to them. Like my parents, my immediate family probably would have thought, oh, Dion's fine, he's chilling. But it was evident to my friends that they knew that something was
Why
wrong.
did you feel like you couldn't tell your parents?
I mean, even now,
There's just certain things that you can't?
yeah, because I was thinking, even now, if I have a problem, like I feel overwhelmed, or I'm stressed, or I feel bad, just in general, like my first thing is to go to my mates. I don't know why.
But the thing is, I'm saying like you're lucky to have mates like that.
Yeah.
So let's just say if I put you in a position where you didn't have these mates,
Yeah.
what would you have done?
Well,
so like you're lucky. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand. Yeah. I mean, you have to reach out to someone close to you, I would have thought. for some people, they treat their parents like their best mates.
100%.
So you could talk to your parents. For me, I prefer to talk to my mates. If you don't have anyone you can talk to, then you're not even at work or relatives or friends.
Well, I think you can call like a few helplines as well.
Yeah, you could reach out to like a third party, which I know some people even prefer because, like I said with the counselling, it's someone third party. They're not involved with your life.
And they're not going to judge you.
Exactly. So they're just there to listen and help. So those, there's all sorts of options now.
I quickly wanted to cover a topic. This is sort of linked with your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
You've reaped a few benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of that was the fact that you got paid.
Yeah.
Recently you bought a house. Let's talk about that. How did you sort of manage your money? What did you do specifically that helped you get the house at this age?
So I remember seeing the first pay slip, the first time I got paid and seeing that amount of money hit my bank account, even though like looking back, it wasn't a lot. But obviously at the time, being 18, getting paid, it was like a massive high. So obviously for the first like 6 months, I was quite, not stupid, but I was quite reckless with my money. I remember that Christmas, I bought everyone huge gifts. For everyone's birthday, I was buying them nice gifts. I was going out a lot, eating out a lot. And it was only once that high had kind of ended, so maybe like 6 months, I was like, okay, remember, you gotta be productive, you gotta do something with this money, because obviously, going back to how, remember, one of the reasons I was saying I wanted to do this apprenticeship was because of the salary, right? So I was like, okay, I gotta put this to good use so I can then show people it's worthwhile. So I was like, okay, what can I do? So I was like, okay, I'll save up for a house and I'll start investing. So some people say, I wouldn't say I was stingy with I wasn't stingy with my money, but I was
smart.
I was frugal. So I just anything I spent was worthwhile.
Okay.
So I was like I was kind of trimming down any excess things that I didn't need. So I set it up as in I got paid. The next day I would set up a standing order to go into my savings, a good chunk of it. Then I would set another standing order, like direct debit, to go into my stocks and shares ISA. And then I would pay off my credit card straight away.
When did you get the credit card?
I got my credit card when I decided I was going to save up for a house. That's when I got a credit card, because you need a good credit score, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what's the best way to up my credit score?
Okay.
Just get a credit card and use it well, right?
Child experience.
So yeah, I was like, I remember when I applied for a credit card, my mom instantly was like, why?
Yeah, Asian parents are always like that.
Why'd you? Because they see it as like
damage.
a loan.
Because if you don't, pay the credit card off of time. Sorry, if you don't pay the credit card at the right time, the missed payments sort of affect your file, and because of that, it will make it harder for you to get like a mortgage or stuff in the future. Yeah. So
obviously, if you miss a pay, like there's obviously interest on it.
Yeah.
If you don't pay it back in time, depending on the credit card you have. Obviously, if you don't if you miss a payment, that gets put on your.
It gets
file.
reported to the file. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be spending anything crazy. Just my normal typical expenses I'll put on my credit card. So the only sort of expenses I was putting on my credit card, and still to this day, I haven't changed anything about how I've set up my finances, other than the amount of money that's going in and out. That's it. The way I still do the exact same thing now. I still pay my travel, so my trains, and my food. That's about it. Like groceries. Other than that, nothing else goes on my credit card, and then I wipe it all off at the end of the month.
So what you're trying to basically say is, to just summarize, is that when you first started the apprenticeship and everything, within a few months, I believe, no? When did you get the credit card?
Probably, no, it was probably tail end of year one.
All right, so the end of year one, basically. You knew that if you get your credit card, that's your way of building a score, and because of that, that will basically help you in 2-3 years time for you to get a property, so you can get like a mortgage, right?
I mean, it was also the fact that because I had got it in my first year, I don't know, because if I use it well over like small amounts,
right,
over the 3 years I'll be able to up my credit limit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you prove you can not safely, but when you can use your credit limit, you don't go too high.
You know, yeah.
They trust you to.
I think there's like a
they up
10%. Like you should only use like 10%.
It's something where it's
like that.
like, if you show them you can use your credit card properly
wisely, they are more
you
likely
can up
to
your
give you.
credit limit,
Yeah.
and then so on so forth, and then it just reflects well on your file.
Right.
So then you can, so like, even though I wasn't gonna buy a house for the next 3 years,
Yeah.
I had maxed out my credit card
Okay.
in like 2 years. So I had a year before I'd even bought the house, my credit card was like, my credit score was maxed out. It was like 999. So I was like, okay, that's sorted.
You have an Amex card, like you got that recently, no?
Now I do, because I
Yes.
earn enough.
I think this was just something that came along the lines of like we were talking about just credit score in general. I
Yeah.
think this actually went off topic at one point, and you said that it's recently you see some benefits off that card.
Yeah, so
there's like a bonus point thing or something. Can you like tell them about what that is?
so like depending on so different credit cards have different benefits. The one I have is
So the gold one,
Yeah, I have the gold one, and you get Avios points with it.
right?
So for every £1 I spend, I get one Avios point.
Mm-hmm.
So an Avios point is you can use it on any airlines to purchase flight tickets,
Okay,
and I think you can also use it on like accommodation.
right.
So obviously with the benefits, there's a higher APR. So like if
What's the APR right now on that card? Do you know?
it's high, I think.
It's quite high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amex cards are quite
So
high.
like, yeah, that's the thing. Like they let you borrow a lot, but obviously if you miss a payment,
What even the Aulalan?
yeah, if you miss a payment, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan like using this card that you have now, knowing that the interest rate is so high? Since you said you should always sort of treat your finances like wisely
Yeah.
and go about your credit cards wisely. What do you plan on doing like with this card?
So because this is a riskier credit card, if anything, because if I can't afford to miss a payment, essentially,
Right.
I set it up so it's a direct debit.
Right. So it just
So
goes.
every month it just takes it out of my. As soon as I get paid, it clears the payment, so I don't even have to think about it. So as long as I don't spend anything new or different, like crazy amount on that card, it's fine.
So you're happy with how you've gone about managing your finances, and it's clear to say like he's bought a house and everything. So you put up a bit more. You put a lot more money up front for the deposit, didn't you? Compared to like what people usually do. So I think like it's like you should. It's like 5% or 10% for like
It depends.
first time buyers.
If you put more up front, then you pay less as a
Yeah. But what was it, like
on your
5% or 10% for first time buyers? 5?
10.
10.
I think 10.
10,
You can
10%.
put 10%.
Right. So you put more than 10% off.
But the reason I had to put more is because I don't earn as much.
Right.
So
so that comes into play as well.
yeah. So
Okay.
because I had done everything I could in terms of maxing out my credit score. So that means I could get the biggest mortgage. Like the bank will loan me the most amount of money they can. So, but that is only based off your salary.
Yeah.
So I think it's 4 to 5 times your salary.
Right.
So okay, I was like, okay, so I applied for a mortgage. I found out how much they could loan me, and then obviously depending on how much I could put up deposit, I knew how much I could buy a property for. So then based on that number, so obviously I wanted to buy an actual house, and I ended up buying one in the Midlands. So I was like, okay, if I save up this much, then that's how much I can buy a house for, and then going from there, I just started looking for houses.
What are the challenges, or if there is any challenges that you face as someone that's bought a house at such a young age? I know there's bills involved. I know that do you have a tenant at the house right now?
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Right. So how does that work? The rent, all of that. Could you sort of tell the people?
I remember when I started, I was like, okay, I'll probably have to rely on my dad a lot because he's obviously he knows
his stuff.
He knows, yeah. But then when I started, I ended up doing most of it myself in terms of like
It's self-explanatory.
it's quite. I don't want to say it's like quite. It's a lot simpler than I thought it would.
Right.
I mean, you obviously go view the houses.
Okay.
You got to ask the right questions, and then obviously once you select a house, and then you had to. you had to obviously put an offer towards the house.
Okay.
So and then obviously multiple offers come in for a house.
Is that going based off like the market rate around the area?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the market. Depends on what houses are going for on that road.
Okay.
Depends on what's around the property. If there's schools, if there's like hospitals, then you know.
Okay. So
Depends
if you've locked like a price or you've had offers, how did you pick the tenant?
Oh, see, that's. So I had an agent do background checks.
Okay.
So I knew someone who did background checks on all the tenants.
How did you get the connection with the agent?
Oh, that's someone my dad knew.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think the reason why they go for an agent is so that they have these like checks done, and some people that fail the checks, they have like a guarantor or something.
I mean, if you have an agent, it just
makes your life a bit more
it makes
easier.
our life, yeah,
Because it sort of just goes to them and they communicate with the landlord, I guess. Right? Is it the agent?
The tenant will talk to the agent and then he'll deal with most stuff.
Right.
And
but only times where like it's out of their hands,
then they'll come talk to me.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your house covered, your finances covered. It's good to see that you've used your money wisely. Wanted to touch on about fitness. So you've hit a rough patch.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to come out, but then there was a point where you were just going into the gym.
Yeah.
All right. So that was actually your house at one point.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that you didn't intend to get a six pack. Yeah. But this guy really wanted me to post like a picture of like him with like rock solid abs, and he was like, promote me like this.
Talk about it. Might as well show them.
All right, we'll just drop a picture right there.
Yeah.
So you've achieved that physique. Tell me about that. How did you go about it? You said you didn't actually plan to get it. So what were you actually planning to do at the gym at the start, and how did you get to that point?
So after that rough patch, and I went on away to Japan. Like I said, I was really skinny.
Yeah.
So I could. That's when I properly looked at myself. I was like, okay, I need to put on weight.
Right.
So then the next 12 months, I think.
Nothing wrong with being skinny, by the way. But
yeah. But like the next 12 months or the next 12 months, I was just bulking, and I took the bulk too far, as everyone.
Okay. We have to stop there. We can't just say bulking. What did you eat?
Bulking. I mean, bulking is just eating in a surplus.
Yeah.
So obviously everyone has a maintenance calories.
Right.
I was just eating in a surplus.
So you're going past what you eat, basically.
I went.
Do you remember how many calories?
I think I was eating like 3K calories.
3K? That's crazy.
For someone my size, that is way too much. But I thought that's why I needed to eat, because what
were you eating? Like amma soran curry?
No, I was eating healthy, but too much of it.
Oh, so you actually had like a diet like plan that were you cooking?
Yeah, I was making my own meals.
So it wasn't like family food.
Every now and then.
All right.
But like mostly it was my own.
His dad's
meals.
a chef, by the way.
Yeah, he loves saying that. So, and then I remember one of my mates who I hadn't seen in time was like, "Oh my god, you're chubby." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "I thought I just."
Are you sure it's not me? Because I probably would have said that.
So it might have been you. Yeah. I don't know, but I remember being like, "Oh no, I'm just big," and he was like, "I remember I took my top off and I had like a top. I was like, I had a big belly. I had a big belly.
Yeah, the tumble came out, bro.
And I was like, yeah, I gotta do something. So then I was like, I did, and then that's when I actually did more research into how to cut, what I should be cutting down to, what I should be eating.
When you said research, like, what did you do? Watch YouTube clips, TikTok content creators?
A lot of content creators like TNF, Jeff Nippard, internet stuff, my own stuff as well. But yeah, it was. I kind of figured out what I had to do, and Joe. Oh, what's the other guy called? Joe. He's really good. I can't remember his second name, but I was like, okay, because I became quite body conscious. So I was like, okay, why don't I go? Because I go to the gym just to look good. Pure. It's like 90% to look good, 10% strength. I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I'm just trying to get strong.
With that also to be healthy, basically.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah. But like, I'm trying to get a good physique. That's always been my main goal with the gym. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I need to kind of reset. So I figured to reset and start a good point, I need to cut down to a good point to then start bulking, so I can put on lean muscle, and then it's a cycle of cutting, bulking, right? So I figured out that I needed to lose all this fat I had.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll just cut down to like 13-14% body fat.
How did you lose the fat?
So then it became a point of cutting calories, right?
So you went down.
I went down.
Right.
And the initial mistake I made was I went from, like I said, at the peak of my bulk, I was eating like 3K calories.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the mistake of slashing my calories and going straight down to like 1,600 calories.
Right, that's just like nearly half of it gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then immediately I saw the effects of that. I felt absolutely terrible.
Like fatigue.
Yeah, and I couldn't operate properly, and like they'll fry like your whole hormones and stuff.
Right.
So then I was like, okay, I need to gradually decrease my calories.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's it. That's what I started doing.
That's the smartest way to go about it.
Yeah, because I think now people look for quick ways of doing things. There are some things, especially with your health, it's better
You have to take it slow.
Better to do it
Yeah.
right, even if it takes a bit longer.
Right.
So I was like, and I wasn't gonna be taking like Ozempic or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's just slowly bring your calories down. So I was making sure I was eating enough protein, kept my fats minimal, around 30% of my total calories.
So what did you eat? Like when you sort of went down in calories, was there like any meals that you ate?
So my nutrition grew. It grew in detail the further I got in my cut. So when I started, I just looked at the numbers. So
Right.
just looked at protein, fats, carbs, and my total calories, just the numbers. Regardless of what, I didn't really pay attention to what I ate, just the numbers. And then I was like, I still don't feel great. So then it came to the point of, okay, what am I eating?
Right.
So then it became, okay, I'm gonna cut out all this processed food.
Right. So that's
And
just junk food, no junk food. Okay.
But even like, it can be processed but not junk. So like eating like protein shakes.
Okay.
Like I try not to drink protein shakes.
It's crazy. Drink. Yeah.
I try to eat whole foods more.
Right.
So then it was
What was your like go-to diet?
so yeah, okay. So then it was like in the mornings I'd always have turkey bacon,
Turkey bacon. Yeah.
and then eggs on toast. And then lunch I'd always have chicken pasta,
Right.
and then or rice and chicken, or beef and pasta,
Right.
something. And then before my workout I'd always have a quick simple carbs. So I'd have a banana, rice cake, or like some honey, just to fuel me for my workout.
I remember seeing that in one of your TikToks. You have like a gym page, don't you? So you have like meals that
yeah.
you ate.
I think I
Yes,
did.
you might as well just go see it there. If anyone's sort of trying to, not lose weight, but maintain
Just any sort of nutrition.
nutrition, yeah, you can just go check out his thing. One of those. What was the one that had a lot of views? Was it?
The
That was
supplements, yeah.
one. Right, let's talk about supplements because I think I might have to start talking about that as well right now.
So after I made all those changes to my diet,
Yeah.
so like in what terms of what I was eating, so like whole foods, cutting out fats and stuff like that. Then I was like, okay, what can I do? What can I go? Can I go even beyond that into supplementing? So I was like, okay, let me look at if I'm hitting all the minerals and vitamins that I need to be getting in a day. So like my potassium, my sodium, my iron, omega-3. And I found out that I wasn't really hitting some of those. So then I started supplementing. So then I started taking a multivitamin a day,
Right,
an omega-3
that's the fish thing.
fish
like
oil, because I don't eat a lot of fish.
Right,
And then potassium I take sometimes if I don't have a lot during the day. And then in the morning, which is I think it's a bit overkill now that I think about it, but like I take a collagen pill on an empty stomach in the morning.
collagen helps with skin, no?
Like your skin tightness and stuff.
Yeah, right.
But before I go to bed, an hour before bed, I take magnesium glycinate
I say that as well.
because that obviously helps
Wonders. Does
regulate
wonders.
your melatonin, I think.
Yeah,
So obviously,
that's something to do with like sleep, so it helps
Yeah.
your thing,
and
your
then
system.
but even I know people, a lot of my mates will be like, "You're doing the most," like actually, but I'm still not back at that point because I kind of stopped going to the gym a little bit, like in the last couple months.
Right.
But that is honestly the best I've ever felt.
So you think
ever in my
supplements
life.
are effective?
I think because supplementing was the last thing I did. I can't actually
You don't know for sure if it works.
if it was purely because of the supplements.
Right.
Because I felt good already, but I think when I was supplementing as well, and everything was dialed in, my sleep, nutrition, hydration, and just working out in general, I think
I think magnesium helps. Someone that takes it, like I know obviously
Yeah.
you take it, but I take it. Recently, I used to have like the worst body clock. Like if people that know me will
and
know.
bro, I'd wake up to work, yeah,
And I'd
at 6, and he'd be still up, and
yeah,
I'm like,
I'd
I
still
know
be
this
up,
guy
and then I'd
hasn't.
still go out. But the
Yeah.
thing is, recently what I've done is I've taken that at night. You need to make sure you take it before night. Some people take it at weird times as well.
I think
I've
I
been
think it's
told.
suggested an hour before you sleep.
If you take it just a bit before you sleep, it does wonders. Trust me. I think another supplement. Yeah, omega's quite good.
Omega-3.
A lot of people don't actually eat fish. Like I don't eat fish, so that's a good thing, and it's got other benefits as well. I'm not too sure what it is, but
I think it's like eyes, heart, and brain
eyes,
function.
yeah.
I think.
And what's it called? Probiotics. Sometimes I did because my gut was very bad at one point.
People don't eat enough fiber.
Fiber.
Yeah,
That's
that's
another
very
thing.
underrated. Because I remember the big mistake I did. Because I remember, like I said, when I was going through like the minerals and vitamins, that I was like, am I getting all of them? I clocked that my fiber, I wasn't eating enough fiber.
A lot of people don't.
And the big mistake I made was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make sure I get all the fiber I need straight away. And I remember I hit my fiber goal for a day. So I went from having little to no fiber really
Right.
to having loads of fiber, messed my whole stomach up. It was like not good. And it was something, and then I searched up and it told me like you kind of have to work up your fiber. Because if you have loads of fiber straight away when you're not used to it, it'll just make all the food go through you. It's not a great feeling. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to touch on was fragrances. So what do you wear? What are you wearing today?
What am I wearing today? The one I'm wearing today is the one I gatekeep.
You're gatekeeping it.
You know it. You know it.
Do I know it?
You know the one your dad finished?
No way you
The
bought
blue
it.
version of it. The blue version of it.
Oh,
Yeah?
are we not saying it?
I'm not saying it.
Oh, okay, but then they'll know if you're.
But what are
gatekeeping.
you wearing today?
I'm wearing the Montal Arabian Stonker.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, what is it? What I wear to work is ombre leather because I feel like it's more of a mature
Yeah.
scent. And then I wear what's that? What's the sweet one I have? Latafa. What's it called?
I don't like that one.
You don't like that one?
I don't like
that
that
gets me compliments. People compliment me that
I
one.
think Jean Paul Gaultier was something I bought.
Oh, Mr.
And
Sam's.
no. What
I wear
happened
Mr.
was,
Sam's.
so this is what happened, guys. Yeah, so I wasn't really a fragrance guy, and then one day we wanted to go to like an event, and I think it was like Adipande too. Is it
The one
Adipande
in
too?
Leicester? No, the one in Watford.
it was back then, bro, like 2023.
Was I there?
Yeah, you were there.
The one in
Adipande.
Watford?
Yes.
Yes.
Watford Prism shut down, by the way.
Yeah.
So obviously this like event had like the maddest anticipation at the
Mm.
time, and I was just like, yeah, bro, like I need to look good, smell good,
Yeah.
everything. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna put an order in, and he was meant to collect it, and it was the Penhaligons.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
All right, so
But which one did you ask for?
all right, I asked for the Halfetti. That was like the one that people are still glazing to this day.
Yeah.
But I actually like the cedar, right? But let's go back to this. So I asked him for the Halfetti. He bought me the cedar, right?
I hadn't even
And
clocked until you
he
told me.
said he didn't like it, but he thought it was the Halfetti,
Yeah.
right? Next thing you know, this guy, why is he like just sprayed? Bro,
So
you're
you
bathing in it.
wanted
Halfetti.
Halfetti,
Yeah.
but I got you cedar.
You got
So I liked cedar.
There's like a fragrance TikToker. I think his name's like TJ Talk Sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows ball because he actually always says like that's probably one of the best Penhaligons.
But then they
But it's
discontinued.
discontinued. That's
So
the
at least
thing.
we got it then.
And then there's like another one called Jay Smellies.
Mm.
He put me
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
Fleur, the mist. There's like a mist. I have
Right.
it in my bag right now.
Yeah. What's that?
The Fleur, it's like a mist. It's like vanilla.
Right.
And like so right now I mean, I didn't use the mist today, but
Yeah.
anything that has like vanilla, for example, like Liquid Brun,
Yeah, that's good.
that
that
one's
smells
quite
good.
strong. I kind of used the mist and then put the
Right,
perfume
okay.
on. Like another fragrance I was gonna talk about. Any vanilla, like even Jean Paul Gaultier, Lamar.
You like your floral scents, no?
I like my floral scents. No,
Like-
but that's just because, like, you know when I used to wear those satin shirts?
What's the Kayali one?
That's not Kayali. It's
That's Kayali.
no.
Call it Kayali 28.
No, that's a vanilla scent.
No,
Is
it's
it,
not.
there's yes, it is. Kayali 20 is a vanilla scent.
I thought it was a floral scent.
This guy, bro.
I thought it was
He
a-
said he was gonna buy it on the day, even though he didn't have a girl. You were like, I still buy it now.
No, I said I was gonna get it for my sister.
See if it's just no, it was your girl, bro. You said it was your future girl.
Did I?
Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna say, it's the Rug Malachite. That's the one that you're talking about.
The
Or
Tom Ford
Malachite.
one. The Tom
No,
Malachite.
Armani private line.
Is that Armani?
Yeah, that's the floral.
Yeah, that's the one that's like $2.
that's quite
Yeah,
expensive.
that's crazy.
But yeah,
That's
so
why dupes exist.
I do like my florals. I just don't want it to lean too feminine.
Mm.
But like, you know, if it's unisex, then I'll definitely wear it.
Fair.
But right now, I just wear like vanilla scents, and then
Yes.
obviously you're completely
And
opposite.
Mr.
to me.
Sam's vanilla scent, isn't it? I have
It's
that.
got a bit of vanilla in
I
it.
wear Mr. Sam's.
Mr. Sam's probably rank Penhaligon. You've smelt all the fragrances, right?
Mm. Yeah, I mean we've been penalized.
I'd say, from my personal opinion, I'd say it goes Cedar,
that's
yeah.
good.
then Mr. Sam.
You know what? The more I wear it, the less I like it now. I feel like
No,
I've
but-
had that bottle for so long.
You need to be versatile. That's the thing. You need
Because
to
no, we were gonna get. Remember the two we were thinking of getting. You were gonna get one. I was gonna get the other.
Constance
and
Yasmin.
Yasmin.
Yeah, that's
But I forgot which one I preferred. Which one
you like
preferred.
Constance. I like Jasmine.
Okay. Well, when I finish Mr. Sam, I'll go get.
Yeah, but
yeah.
what was I gonna say? So yeah, so it's I think Cedar,
Mm.
and then Mr. Sam,
Yeah.
and then I'd say the original Halfay. Those are the top three
Those are
Penhaligons,
good,
in
yeah.
my opinion. In my opinion, anyway. Before I get bashed by these like
Yeah.
fragrance TikTokers. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I felt like before I started this podcast, I remember telling you that if I was gonna do content, I was
You'd
just
be
gonna
on
do fragrance.
fragrances,
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
do fragrance content,
Yeah.
and then I start seeing like Jay Smellies and TJ Talk
Yeah.
Sense, and I'm like, yeah, allow it. They got ball knowledge that goes like from day or something, bro. I don't know any of that. I was like, yeah, long days.
Mm.
But yeah, so we've covered mostly every topic that you guys wanted. There's one topic left, and I hope we've got time for this. It's
Which one?
networking.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to talk about networking. Personally, I feel like networking is something that people think happens in a corporate environment.
Mm.
And I just wanted to give like a quick example before I go on to Dion. No, that's not the case. Because I've done it at a clubbing event.
Oh yeah.
I've done it at a clubbing. He's done it at bear clubbing events. What we did for this
Yeah.
podcast was networking.
Yeah.
You know, we went out of our
We
ways.
went to events.
Went out of our ways to go, look, follow the podcast.
Yeah.
That's networking. Another time, I think I went to like an event and I saw this apprentice. I think I told you this.
Yeah.
I think his name was like John Denzel. It's like
Yeah.
he was on The Apprentice.
Right. Oh
And,
yeah.
bro, like I don't know how I had the courage because I usually don't go out my way to like talk to anyone or like just reach out.
Yeah.
So I've just gone, you know what? Yeah, my LinkedIn is looking very dry right now. It could actually benefit from this guy's connection.
Yeah.
You on The Apprentice, this, that, just talk to him. And I was like, would you mind adding me on LinkedIn? You know what I'm trying to say? So he's added me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he came back to me and he was like, I like how you said LinkedIn and not like
No, any
Instagram or
social,
something like
yeah.
that. So I definitely stood out. You could do it. But I don't know why people went out of their ways to vote on the poll and be like, I want to know more about networking. And why do they make it such a hard thing? Like, tell them about how you network.
Well, I think it's glamorized to be up this like you said, this corporate thing.
Yeah.
But anything counts as networking. Even just having a small chat with someone on site or on the streets counts as networking.
Yeah.
It's just making connections, isn't it? So you just even like if you're out having a coffee and you spoke to someone, that's networking. You know.
Mm.
I mean, I know it can look different in different environments. I know like one of my mates, he sets up like one-on-one coffee meetups with like people in his company. That counts as networking. For me, in my instance, I'm always meeting new people out on site because I'm always working on different projects. So when I talk to someone new, a new engineer, a new project lead, a client, or like a supervisor, anything,
Mm-hmm.
me just having a conversation, oh, where have you been? What jobs you been on?
Right.
Oh, how long you been doing this? That counts as networking. And then if I see them on LinkedIn or something like that, I'll connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
I attend like a lot of engineering events, so like
Right.
Sibsy events, young engineering events.
Just to quickly go back, remember when Dion was saying how he went to this careers fair? I'd encourage like everyone. Obviously, this whole podcast episode is actually dedicated to like career, basically. So what you should do is go to these careers fairs and actually network with these people as well. So, for
Mm.
example, surely some kid must have networked with you at that.
Yeah,
Particular
so
event.
many kids were. A lot of kids were like, "Oh, should I get a LinkedIn? Should I get on LinkedIn?"
Right.
And I know, like, when you go on LinkedIn, I know a lot of people build up this like,
They want that 500 plus connections.
yeah, they build up like
Yeah.
this, and even when they
I've
post,
seen this one Tamil content creator that I wouldn't say he's done anything wrong, but
What?
he makes it look like it's like glamorized. So like people sort of think, oh wow, that must be
and
something
then
tough to
when
do.
people see stuff like that, they think,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
they
can't
think,
do
I
that.
can't do
Or,
that 'cause
like, I
he's
can't do
doing
that."
that.
So I remember talking to the kids at the careers fair and be like, "Okay, it's not. It is obviously what you know, but who you know is
Who you
all-
know definitely
is
gets
so,
you
it can
opportunities,
get you
bro.
so far."
This just happens in daily life. Even my dad, for example,
Mm.
like tomorrow, let's just say someone doesn't have a job, they'll always come up to my dad like,
Yeah,
and my dad knows someone somewhere,
yeah,
and he'll be like, I can pattern you a job. Like he
Exactly.
recently patterned like one of these aunties a job.
Mm.
So that's networking as well.
exactly.
You know, but why are we making it seem like it's something so hard to do?
Mhm.
Oh, like let me ask him. He looks like, there was this girl I was talking to,
Mm.
and she was like, oh, like this guest of yours, he looks like he knows how to do it. I'm like,
It's not that.
it's not
Yeah,
that hard, mate.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? You could do it, your dad could do it, your mom could do it, anyone can do it. So I just wanted to shed some light on that as well. And what a better guest than obviously my best friend, who's actually an apprentice,
Yeah.
to sort of talk about it.
So
But yeah,
I remember talking to these kids and I'm telling them, "Oh, have you got a LinkedIn?" And loads of the kids were saying, like the older ones, more like sixth form, they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm on there," or "I'm thinking of getting on there." And I know when you go on the page and you scroll in, it looks like loads of people are just like, it seems quite ingenuous and like
yeah,
fake, but being able to connect on there, and you might have like 1,000 connections. You only
Right.
need one to be worthwhile, like not one to be worthwhile, but you only need, if you might have one connection for one thing.
Mhm.
So like I have mates who've all graduated now,
Mhm.
and one of them is a architect graduate,
Mhm.
and she put a post saying, "Oh, I'm looking for some like architectural work, kind of." And so my line manager, funny enough, used to be a senior architect.
right.
So then I was like, "Oh, okay, let me introduce you to my line manager." So then I made them, they now connected,
Mhm.
and then now they're talking about hopefully they get some works, you know?
There you
So
go.
you might not even, it might not even be the connection you make itself. It might be who they know as well.
Do you know what it is? I think with this generation,
Mm.
is sort of just the fact that they're scared to go up to people.
Yeah.
Like recently,
Like staying in your comfort zone. and stuff.
yeah, someone was just like, how'd you go to an event on your own? I'm not gonna lie, like I must have lost mad aura that day, yeah. But I can guarantee you I had at least like 10 connections.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, there is some sort of selfish need. And even like we went to some event, like was it last year? I think we made
Yeah.
like, when I woke up, I saw at least like 20 followers.
I remember walking the Mallu event we went to.
This guy at that Molly event,
I remember,
was it She Once? Was it? I don't know.
I
What
don't
it was
know
called.
what it was, yeah.
We just
but-
went to an event, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
and I remember the toilets turned into like some networking hub. I remember we went in.
some guy recognized me and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was just like
You were just there, like,
everyone just had their phones out and was like adding each other on like LinkedIn and
Yeah.
getting each other's socials. I was like, what's going on here?
so they've networked in the toilet.
Yeah,
In corporate environment, later the toilet.
I mean, yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? So we've covered finance, fitness. So people really wanted to know
oh, I
about
didn't talk about investing.
investing. Okay.
So
Right. So you've got your money. Yeah.
So obviously, I know, like I said, I set up a like a standing order to go into my stocks and shares.
Was that
ISA.
Nasdaq?
So I invest into multiple ETFs in there.
Right.
So not necessarily stocks in a single company. I invest into ETFs. So those are funds who have shares and stocks of many companies.
Right.
So for example, the Nasdaq, or what most people know, like the S&P 500, for example,
Everyone's
the
glazing
FTSE.
that.
So I invest in some ETFs, and obviously, for me, investing in like ETFs is like a long-term thing, because I remember when I first started, it was like, oh, because obviously you see the arrows go up and down, you see the green and the red. I would see red, I'd be like, oh my god, I start panicking.
That's it. Yeah.
But obviously, you have to remember that investing
It's a
stuff like
long-term
that is a
thing.
long-term thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously, I've been investing now for 2 years like that with my stocks and shares.
Mm.
And over time, even though it might go up and down over the over the span of like 2 years, I've made good profits on it. So yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time from now? And what do you plan to do?
5 years.
This is
from
something that
now.
like an employer would ask an employee.
Yeah. 5 years from now, I'd be working for HDR still.
Right.
I'd be hopefully.
So that's basically saying you've got a guaranteed
I mean,
career.
I had a catch up with my director last week,
Right.
and he was saying, when you're finishing, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm going to stay at HDR. And he was like, okay, that's good. That's what we want.
Right.
So in a year's time when I finish, I'll be working at HDR. I'll be a commissioning manager.
Right.
And after that, hopefully I'll be a project lead after some more experience.
So you've got some progression.
Yeah, there's always progression. So hopefully in 5 years' time, professionally, I'll be a career, like a project lead for HDR. Hopefully in 5 years' time, I would have bought another house, hopefully. Touch wood. And then just having more time to do the things I want. So like my hobbies and stuff. So obviously like I'm big on like my movies, my gym.
Movies.
Hopefully I'll be a bit bigger as well.
Let's talk about movies.
Yeah.
We've got some time.
You on Letterboxd? Have you got Letterboxd?
Yeah, I have a letterbox.
Yeah.
Don't, bro, some girl judged me because I had a letterbox. She was
Nah,
like,
man. Letterboxd is
bro,
good.
what are you doing? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, like I just want to be anonymous. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't like to like put reviews for films like with my face, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Let me just watch a film
Yeah.
and log in what I think. That's it.
Yeah.
And then I just cut. What did we watch last? Cooley. Together. Yeah. We must have watched Cooley together.
Was that the last thing we watched?
Yeah, we were meant to watch John and I again. Guys, let's talk about John. This is the
yeah.
only time we're actually talking about something Tamil, I think.
Yeah.
Right, so John and I again,
Supposed
we
to come
had
out
tickets
early
in
January.
Hounslow.
Yeah. Super screen.
Yeah, I actually got offered a ticket to watch it with someone at what's it called? I forgot the place, but yeah. Anyway, so we were meant to watch it at Hounslow.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I baited the place out.
Yeah.
Never watching it there anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so could you tell me your thoughts on Vijay's last film? What did you think of the trailer?
What, Jen and I got on
Yeah.
one before?
Oh, John and I again.
Well, it's a remake of Kesari.
Bhagavan Kid. Oh, but Balaya. If you might know about Balaya, bro, the guy's got aura, like.
If it's anything like that movie, it's gonna. The movie's just gonna be it's just a political movie.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's in terms of being a movie. I don't think it's gonna be good.
What it is I think it's a remake that has a bit of changes to it.
Yeah.
For the Tamil
I
audience.
think they said they've taken some scenes from it, and that's why they have
that's
to
it. It's
credit
probably
it or
like
something.
inspired, I'd say.
Yeah, but I don't think in terms of like the movie's just gonna be a bunch of like it's gonna be him aura farming for half of it,
Yeah.
and then the other half is
The
gonna be
thing
like
is, Vijay
nostalgia.
stopped working with good directors ever since Leo.
What did he do after Leo? Go.
It was Vardis and the thing is, Venkat Prabhu's not a bad director, but he just
Prabhu
didn't
was
deliver.
alright.
But he didn't deliver. Like if he made Mana, that was a good film.
That was good.
I liked
that
that
was
film.
good.
Recently, I think that all these like top tier like
What was his
stars,
last good movie?
What Vijay is?
Yeah. Well, okay, before other than Leo.
For me personally,
Yeah.
people are gonna bash me for this, but I think Katti.
That was ages ago. That's like 10
Okay,
years
I liked
ago, man.
Mersal, but you know,
What did he?
no.
Biggie.
Do you know what it is?
Marcel.
Tupac is my favorite film, right? So it set
Yeah.
a standard for me,
Mm.
right? So I was like, okay, and then I watched Taliban and I was like,
He had a good run. He had Nunban,
Yeah.
and then he had.
Nanman was a remake though.
But still, it's his movie. He had
Yeah, it was-
Nunban, and then he had Tupaki come out after, and then he had Katti come out.
No, it was Taliban and Katti.
Was it Taliban then
Yeah.
Katti? Taliban wasn't that great, but Katti was good.
No,
Katti
so that's what I'm
was really
saying.
good.
So like when you worked with
Who
like
was Katti? Who's the director for that?
A.R. Murzagadas.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then you had Terry come out. Terry was good.
Teddy was good. You know what it is? Atlee's good with
That's
those
Atley.
emotional scenes. He's
Yeah.
good with it. He's got that connect. That's why all his films, even though he gets mad criticism, works. It's
Because
screenplay. He's
Yeah.
very good.
So how I start watching movies now is, I pay attention. I feel like more to the director now.
Yes.
So like a director who I'm now can't wait to watch is Vetrimaran.
right.
So when he does, is it
Addison.
Addison?
Yeah.
Did you watch Vidudale?
Yeah, I watched the first one.
Both of those are so good. And then obviously Vetrimaran
Is that the one
did,
where Suri's a cop?
yeah, and then
Yeah.
Vetrimaran also did Artikalam, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he also did, what was the other Danish film he did? Madachane.
Madachane and Asaran, he did all. He
Yeah,
did
like
that.
Vetriman as a director is so good.
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm waiting for his next project because I feel like actors, depending on the project they pick, might flop. I mean, like
That's
Surya,
what- yeah.
for example, had so many good movies,
Mhm.
and then what was his last movies? Flipping. What was his last one? What was
I
the
don't
one
even
with
know.
the?
I don't
What
watch
was the one that
Don't
got?
bash me, bro. I haven't watched a Surya film in time.
What was the one with that got memed? So Kangava.
Okay, yeah. Bro.
Kangava was.
Yo, listen.
That got hyped so much.
No,
and then-
no. Listen, Siva, yeah. I'm sorry, bro. Call it a day, innit? I'm sorry, man. Like, it's just not your thing. I'll be so real. Like, his only film that was good was Sirte.
Karti.
Yeah, I did not like Veeram. I did not like Vivegam. I did not like any of the films. that came out.
Vivegam was alright.
No, Viswasam was just.
People would say that
it
movie's
was,
good. I don't know.
No, Vardis was garbage. It
Yeah.
literally was like a wannabe Alavaikanta Promolo. Like I've always from a young age, I've always watched Telugu films, so I already know like what they can pull off.
Because Allu Arjun's next movie is with Lokesh, isn't it?
Yeah, no, because he's now a big star, right? And Vijay's gone out of cinema.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you see the South Indian directors now working with other industries. So like, what's it? A.R. Murugadoss did a movie with Salman Khan,
yeah.
and that
Do
movie,
you know what film that's recently
or like Javan was at Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what film that's recently been watched from myself that I think is actually something worthwhile watching from Bollywood?
What?
Durandar. That's the
Oh
one
my
with,
god, I watched that. I'm so glad I watched that in the movies.
Did you watch it in cinemas?
Yeah, I watched it. The
was
day
good.
it came out, I watched it in the theaters.
That was good. That was good.
So good.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like Bollywood has had a bit of a decline, and that's why the South industry sort of rised. I think ever since Bahubali,
yeah,
the
then, like,
the lines have been
Bollywood,
blurred from like south
Collywood.
to north.
Yeah,
So all of you guys
and
are
like, you
watching
had
the
like
South
RRR
content.
come out. That was big.
Tripla, I mean, knowing Rajamouli, I think it wasn't.
His
all
next
that.
movie's with
Mahesh Babu.
That's it.
Mahesh
Priyanka
Babu
Chopra's apparently
Garu.
coming back for that.
Huh?
Priyanka Chopra's in that, innit?
Yeah,
I think so.
that's got a mad budget.
That's cool.
That
The
film.
cast in that movie is big.
Look, Mahesh Babu, if you want to come on the podcast and
Yeah.
talk about it, promote your film, you know, our man's here, bro. I can speak in Telugu, so it's never that deep. But yeah, we're gassed, we're excited. We've got even though like Tamil projects are not
Is
promising.
there any big movies coming out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even though Tamil projects are not promising, Telugu projects are promising. Because
Malayalam films are quite good.
You
I've
just
been
said
watching
like Allu
Malayalam
Arjun
films quite
is
good.
doing a film with
Have you
Atlee.
watched Rifle Club?
What's Rifle Club?
It's a Malayalam movie. That was quite good.
I watch Malayalam thrillers.
Have you watched what's it called? Brahmayugam? Is that what it's called?
Is that the one Mammootty?
Yeah, and it's black and white. The whole movie is black and white.
I heard.
Oh, I watched that in the cinemas. That was so good as well. That was really good.
You need to watch Memories.
Memory, what is that?
That's like I think it's a
You
Prithviraj
watched-
film.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, you need to watch. That's a good film. It's from the guy that did Drishyam.
Have you watched all of this? I watched.
I've watched that. You are missing. Have you not watched it?
I've watched Papa.
Parbanasam.
That's it.
Papa Nilamvera.
The Kamal Haasan version.
Yeah.
I haven't watched because there's a Hindi version. There's a Bollywood version.
Yeah,
as well,
no, I'm
with
watching.
Ajay Devon or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is Tamil cinema doesn't have exciting projects. I think the last good Tamil film
There's
I
nothing
watched
upcoming.
was
I know
Bison.
I watched that. That was really good.
Bison. I watched it on Netflix. That was quite good.
Because
No, what? Tell me. What film?
I know they announced the new Rajini movie as Kamal Haasan as a producer.
I'm not watching that.
You don't think they'll be good?
Bro, it's guy that did Don. That was dead, bro.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Only the last like 10 minutes was
the
good.
directors kept dropping out, innit?
Yeah.
Um,
Cooley was a disappointment. Like
Yeah.
all I remember is we watched it together, right? Was Nagarjuna Aura farming. I want the suit that Nagarjuna wore, the white one. Next dinner and
yeah.
dance, you'll see me
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that with
yeah.
a crotchet vest and everything.
trying to think.
That's it. That's all it was. That film was not good for me.
What's Surya's upcoming? Karapu?
Yeah, that's got hype because of the music director, Sai Abhyankar.
Who's the director of that?
RJ Balaji, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy that did
He's a comedian.
yeah, he did a movie where he went into prison. What's that movie? Apparently that was actually alright.
My mum watched it. I don't know. what it was.
Maharaja. Do you watch Maharaja?
That's
Vijay Sethupathi.
Bro, we're gonna be going like for
That was
time
really
if we
good.
start talking about films.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
I'm just trying to think of recent releases.
okay, cool.
Amaran?
Yes. Okay, for me, I'm gonna tell you my top 5 films recently that I watched. Then you give a top 5. Yeah, think of it.
Okay.
Right, I liked Bison.
I wish I could get my phone going.
Bison.
Letterboxd.
I liked Amaran.
Yeah. Tamil
like-
movies.
Yeah, these are
Tamil
Bison
movies
and,
only, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Bison, Amaran. What was a film that actually was really good? That was Tamil. That came out this year.
I mean, we're only in February.
Dude didn't work for me because I just felt like you were trying to be too progressive,
Oh, I never watched that.
right?
I heard it was
And you
awful.
ended up getting called like a cuck and everything. Like even the feminists were like, "What is this?" They watched it. They were
Right.
like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I think what happened was Pradeep Ranganathan's films are like seen as like very misogynistic.
Really?
Yeah, that's like a thing.
I thought they're
that's-
quite progressive movies.
No, dude was the ones before that weren't apparently.
Oh, really?
So he's sort of taken that criticism on board, and I think he's done dude, and that just
Oh, right.
backfired on him.
Okay.
But in terms of albums and everything, the
Yeah.
film always, rakes like so much on the box office
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the songs are really good. Like I think if you hadn't heard Autumn Blood in the last 3 months, then
Oh, that song was everywhere.
yeah, it was just rinsed out,
Yeah.
bro. But yeah, so what's your films? I
Recently,
don't even list my top 5.
I mean, Rid of the Lay's in my top 4 on Letterboxd. And then I watched Bison recently, which was really good. Amaran, which was really good. Maharaja, really good.
Maharaja's plot twist was crazy.
Yeah, and then maybe one more. Can I think of one? What's it? It's an old movie. I watched Talabadi. Rajini's movie. Talabadi.
That's you only watched that now.
Yeah, it was filmed. I mean, it was a struggle.
That
to
was
watch.
like Money Ratnam's. Oh, it's a struggle to watch.
Yeah, because of like you can see how the production quality is like terrible compared to now, isn't it? So obviously, because that was released when that was like
Okay,
released
all right.
30
I'm
years
gonna do
ago.
this, yeah, because we only have a bit of time left.
Yeah,
We have to rank Rajini's film,
yeah.
top 3, and Vijay's. Let me do mine's top 3, yeah, right?
Okay,
I'm saying my favorite film of Vijay's is Tupaki,
okay.
and then after that is Gilly,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and then my last one would be this is very Porky.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's a solid top 3. Come at me, bro.
Tupaki. Tupaki. Pokri Katti.
Katti.
Yeah, I really liked Katti.
Katti was quite good.
then
That's
what
a
about
decent-
Rajini?
Okay, Rajini. Rajini's got bangers, bro. Like he's actually slept on. It's because people that grew up recently don't watch his films except like Shivaji, those sort of films. Okay, since I grew up during that era,
Yeah. Trying to think.
Parepa. Ooh, this is actually hard.
Okay, I think I got mine.
All right, cool. I'd say Talabadi.
In your top 3?
Yeah, it's my
Okay.
top 3. I'd say Talabadi. Bro, that had an emotional connect with me, bro.
Because I think I got mine. Indiran, Shivaji, and it just left my mind.
What, you've watched his old films as well?
Some of them.
Oh
yeah.
my god, we missed it. Alright, cool, I got it. Right, it's Basha, Parepa,
Basha,
Shivaji.
that's it.
Basha, Parepa, Shivaji. Those are the
For
top
me,
3
it's-
Rajni films, bro.
For me, it's Indiran, Shivaji, and Basha.
It's because we like commercial cinema, bro.
The one
that's
I've watched the most, I've watched Shivaji so many times.
Yeah, that's
so
got
many
mad
times.
repeat value.
So many
You know,
times.
2 films that have repeat value, Shivaji and Gilly.
Gilly.
Gilly's comedy-
Porky you can rewatch.
I mean,
Gilly
I
you can
prefer
always
Gilly.
rewatch.
Yeah,
Gilly you
can
can
watch
always
it.
rewatch.
All right, so
Yeah.
we've only got 2 minutes. We're gonna have to wrap it up. It was a pleasure having my friend Dion. Thank you
Pleasure
for being
being
on
on
the podcast.
Yeah.
Hope you liked it. Hope we covered everything. Please make sure to subscribe, like,
share.
repost, share. We're coming in with strong production values. As a Tamil, I'd love the Tamil community to be behind me. I've made sure to address as many issues as I can in this episode. And if anyone's interested in being a guest, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My DMs are open to you. Hopefully big guests, and hopefully I get a sponsor as well,
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? I think we deserve a little sponsor for this. So thank you, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
Nice.